Hey everybody, welcome to another Demon Souls Remake PlayStation 5 video. This may be the last video I make for this game unless something, really remarkable, comes up. So for those of you who've been following some of my series of videos, thanks for your support. This is again the first time I've done it recording live from PS5. I really love it, so convenient to record and upload, and the video quality is really nice too. So of course this is the end game. When you see this huge pit in the center, you are at the end of the game. This is your kind of your last opportunity, so to speak, before going into another cycle of the game. So one kind of interesting thing, as you can see, about my souls in the upper right hand corner is like 2.1 million souls. I had gotten myself into soul form and was going up to collect my bloodstain from up here, and then of course when you die, you will reform right over here. And just because of literally 100+ hours of muscle memory, I turned around and just immediately went right across and fell to my death here without collecting the bloodstain. So I immediately actually paused everything, and then I did a hard quit and basically closed the game from the PlayStation 5 menu to save myself from losing 2 million souls. So this is the sort of thing that can happen when you're maxed out. So when you're at level 712, there's nowhere to use the souls other than to buy, equipment and items and stuff. So as you go through the games and you go through each cycle, you do tend to build up a lot of souls, and carelessness will lead to this type of problem. Let's go back to the thief ring. So what's the point of making this video? Well, like I said, I think this might be the last video that I make, and so I've beaten the game with this cycle. Once I beat the true form a lot down in the pit in the old one, I will have finished the game 14 times. Okay, 14 times. So new game plus 14, or I guess technically new game plus 13, since the first game is new game. So beating the game 14 times means new game plus 13. But you get the idea. So one of the YouTube comments from some of my earlier Demon Souls video was asking, well, what's the point of playing it again, right? If you've already beaten it, shouldn't you, or would you rather make another build, maybe do a magic build or a faith build, a strength build, dex build? There's all these different builds. And so I wanted to make this video kind of to answer that question in a bit more detail, and also sort of to show you what my concept or my version of a so-called perfect game. I guess there's no perfect game in Demon Souls, not really, not truly, but what I'm willing to go to in terms of my satisfaction, where I feel like I've pretty much gotten what I need from the game, and I feel so-called fulfilled. So to answer the question, number one, when you finish the game on New Game, obviously the short answer is that the next cycle you get to keep almost all of your weapons, all of your shields, all of your items, your soul level, your statistics. The only things that have to reset are these guys. The keys are all reset, and then of course the NPCs, the non-player characters, disappear. So for instance, Urbane has to be rescued again, and so does Sage Freck, as does Urea. Earlier, if you have Ostrava here, or Bjor, Patches up there at the very top, they all have to be rescued again. So the NPCs reset. Ones that have been rescued go back. Ones you've killed go back to life. And the special items, like the various keys, have to be replaced so you can find them again to go through the levels. But you keep everything else. And in New Game Plus and beyond, the enemies are harder. They hit you for much more damage. They have more hit points, and you're a bit weaker as well. So the game does scale in difficulty to the game scales in difficulty in response to, of course, you keeping a lot of your items. It assumes that you're stronger, and you are, and you have more knowledge. Even more important than your equipment and your levels, of course, is your knowledge. And so then the game ramps up or scales in difficulty to match that. And so that's another reason for playing, for the increased challenge and the increased sort of, experience of doing that. And the jump, by the way, between New Game and New Game Plus is a pretty significant one, a pretty big one. You die very, very quickly, very, very easily on New Game Plus, especially if you wander into Black World Tendency by, dying in body form or being careless. So that's one reason to play. And as you go from New Game Plus to Plus Plus to Plus Plus Plus, each cycle it gets harder and harder. The jump is never as big as between New Game and New Game Plus, but they are incremental and they do add up. So by the time you are now at New Game Plus 5, it stops scaling. So New Game Plus 6, Plus 7, Plus 8 does not get harder than New Game Plus 5. At least this is what has been demonstrated in the PlayStation 3 version, the original version of Demon's Souls. So you may not feel the difference between New Game Plus and New Game Plus 2 as much as between New Game and New Game Plus, but trust me, by the time you get to New Game Plus 5, there is a marked difference in difficulty between New Game Plus 5 versus New Game Plus, okay? So that's one reason to play again. Now, the second reason to play again depends on just sort of how, how completist you are. So there are certain things in this game that you can't really farm very easily. And one of the things that doesn't come very easily is the white arrows. They're the most powerful arrows in the game. They do the most damage. And you can't buy them. You can only find them, or you can get them from Sparkly the Crow by trading certain items to her in the Shrine of Storms, or you can buy it from patches as an unlockable event. And every time you go through the whole game, you can only get 108 white arrows. So let's go to Stockpile Thomas. I can show you what I've got. So if you look at the arrows, you'll see that I have 999 of all the arrows, including the white arrows here, okay? So in order for you to get 999 arrows, it's simple, you can do the math, you're gonna have to finish the game over 9 times, okay, to get the 999 arrows. And after you get the 999 arrows in Stockpile Thomas's storage box, which is the maximum, then you can collect some more white arrows to use as your primary arrow. And I'll tell you that it does make a bit of a difference. It does do quite a bit more damage, actually. So, anyways, something that's nice to know about, okay? So that's one reason to go ahead and do that. Another reason is there are these souls called colorless demon souls. Now, colorless demon souls are important because they are used to upgrade unique weapons and unique items. So let me show you. Like right now, I have 16 colorless demon souls, okay? And you need 5 colorless demon souls to equip one piece of unique weapon or one piece of unique armor. And as it happens in the game, there are 22 unique pieces of weapons and shields, essentially. I misspoke, not armor, but shields and weapons, okay? And there's 22 pieces of them. Now, it's actually 21, but the 21st piece is the Hands of God. And unfortunately, you have to upgrade each glove separately, which means that you need 10 colorless demon souls to give you a +5 Hand of God on the right hand and a +5 Hand of God on the left hand. So it's actually 22 total pieces of weapons or shields that you can go to +5. So if you do the math, 22 times 5 is 110. So you need 110 colorless demon souls in order to go to +5 on every single unique weapon and shield in the game. But remember, you need an extra colorless demon soul to learn a spell from Urbane. Okay? And so in reality, you need 111. And here's the kicker. In order for you, as you're playing the game, you only can get 10 colorless demon souls per playthrough. So 5 of them you get from the Primeval Demon. There's a Primeval Demon that appears on Black World Tendency. Not Pure Black necessarily. Of course, the Primeval Demon will show up on Pure Black, but even at Black, it will show up at -3. So each world, you'll pick up 5 colorless demon souls from the King of the Primeval Demon, one in each world. That's 5. You find another one, a 6th one, in World 1-1, where Executioner Marauda is, and it's on one of the rafters. You have to drop down and get it. You get 2 by trading a gold mask and a Talisman of God with Sparkly the Crow in the Shrine of Storms, and she'll give you a colorless demon souls for each. Only once per playthrough she'll trade. And then finally you get 2 from fulfilling the Mephistopheles quests. And so Mephistopheles is a character who will give you assassination quests. And at the very end of her quest, if you kill Patches and you kill Bjor, she will give you a colorless demon souls for killing each one of those characters. And so each playthrough, you only get 10. So for those of you keeping track, you have to finish the game 11 times to get the 110 colorless demon souls in order to upgrade your 22 unique pieces of weapons and armor. Okay, so far so good. So you gotta beat it 11 times, and of course within those 11 times, you will also just by natural, just by playing, you'll get your 999 white arrows as well. But you need to play it a 12th time because you got to get that extra demon soul to learn the spell from Urbane, right? I have to actually figure out what is the name of that spell. What is the name of that spell? It starts with an R. Is it Relief? I don't think it's Relief. Let's go. I think it's Recovery, actually. I bet it's Recovery. So I think in order to learn Recovery, you need to, use a colorless demon soul to give to Urbane, so he'll teach you Recovery. So that's 12 times, right? You have to go 12, and then you will have a couple of extra colorless demon souls. Now, that's 12. You still need to play 2 more times for a total of 14. The reason for this is because in order for you to get the colorless demon soul, I told you 2 of them you get from Mephistopheles. And the problem with her is that she only appears at this location in the Nexus if you are at pure black character tendency, okay? So pure black character tendency, she will show up here, and this is where she will give you your quests. Now, this is a bit of a problem. In order for you to be a pure black character tendency, you have to assassinate harmless NPCs. Okay, that's fine. And what happens is, in order for you to continue to be able to most efficiently harvest your colorless demon souls per playthrough, you just have to keep your character a pure black character tendency throughout. Then Mephistopheles appears the minute you kill Yurt in the Tower of Latria, okay? But now, once you've gotten all of your colorless demon souls, you actually really want your character tendency to be pure white. Pure white character tendency is better for you because it makes the game a little bit easier, you do more damage, you get more health in soul form. Pure black character tendency coupled with pure black world tendency really decreases the amount of health you have in soul form. It's not pleasant. And so once you've achieved all of the colorless demon souls you need, you've upgraded to +5 all of those weapons, and you've gotten Recovery from Urbane, you then want to get to pure white character tendency. The problem with pure white character tendency is that if you're playing solo and if you're playing offline, the only way to move your character tendency to white is by killing the Black Phantom NPCs in the game. And there's only one of them per world. Okay, there's Black Phantom Marauder in World 1, Black Phantom Skirvier in World 2, Black Phantom Lord Rydell in World 3, Black Phantom Satsuki in World 4, and Black Phantom Selen Vinland in World 5. You can only kill them once per playthrough, and they only appear one time. And if you kill all 5 of them, it moves you from pure black character tendency to neutral. You then have to kill another 5 of those to move from neutral all the way to pure white character tendency. So you have to sacrifice your character tendency to pure black as a way of harvesting the colorless demon souls. But then after you finished harvesting the demon souls, you gotta play 2 more cycles in order to shift your character back from pure black all the way to pure white, okay? So as you can see, I did do that. And so when you add up all of those playthroughs, you're going to get to technically 13 playthroughs. Now, I played through 14 times because if at any time you screw up doing this type of thing, you either kill a Black Phantom character by knocking them off a cliff, by soul-sucking them, by using poison gas or death cloud. If you accidentally kill a non-player character that doesn't deserve to die, like any one of the body form characters, like this guy, for instance, you kill by accident, then that will shift your character back. So you usually have to play 14th time to mop up any mistakes. Okay, to mop up any mistakes. So that's how I got 14. But if you play perfectly, then playing 13 should get you everything you need, and then you can stop. And as you can see, I'll take you back to Stockpile Thomas. When you look at my shields, you can see, of course, that I already have a Dark Silver Shield +5 and a Tire Shield +5. I have a duplicate. I deleted a lot of the extra duplicates. It becomes senseless if you have 19 of the same thing. But you can see I have an extra Rune Shield, but I have a Rune Shield +5. I have a Adjudicator's Shield +5, Large Burst Wheel Shield +5. So these are the unique shields where you can go to +5 with the Colorless Demon Souls. I also happen to get a Purple Flame Shield +10 that I used earlier in my playthroughs. So you can see that I got all of those unique shields up maximum upgrade. And then you can also see over here that I have the Secret Dagger +10, which is not unique. We have a Baby's Nail +5. I usually have at least one of an extra of each unique weapon, of each weapon in the game. You have a Rune Sword +5. I have my Crisp Blade over here, Crisp Blade +5. You have the Magic Sword Makoto +5. You see a Penetrating Sword +5. So you'll see as I go through Large Sword of Moonlight, I have every single one of them is going to be +5, and I also have a backup as well. I also took every single weapon that you can find in the game, whether it's +1 or so, and I upgraded all the way up to +5. So you find a Crescent Falchion +1 in the Shrine of Storms. In the beginning, I upgraded that to +5. I have a Dragon Bone Smasher. So you can just see as I go through all the different weapons, and I did take the time to go +5 for all of them. And I also did a couple of nice upgrades, for even regular weapons, just to kind of test things out. You can see I had the Mercury Rapier +5. So everything is basically, maxed out if I can. There was a Crushing Battle Axe you find in Stonefang Tunnel, in the beginning of Stonefang Tunnel, and it was +1. I upgraded to +5. You have an Epi Rapier +5. So there was a Blessed Mace in the Valley of Defilement. There was a Blessed Mace +1, so I upgraded that. And you can see here, there's Brahmed, very nice. And you can see the two Hands of God. That took 10 Colorless Demon Souls, one entire playthrough, just to upgrade these two. And then that's basically it. Istarel, that's nice. Phosphorescent Pole. And this is a Blessed Murden Hammer that I did as well. So as you can see, through my weapons and my shield, all 22. Okay, all gone to +5. And then, of course, I try to get every armor in the game. I clean it up so that I would have a double, but I don't have 3, 4, 5 of those because it gets too confusing when you're trying to find things. So that's basically all I have, and after this, when I finish this game, this playthrough, I'm probably going to stop. In terms of trying to play again, I might, flirt with it, but as you can see, when you get to level 712, there's no such thing as a strength build or whatever build, right? You can play any build you want because every stat is maxed. I will tell you that through personal experience, Dex builds where you put points into dexterity is much better for the vast majority of your character stats. But when you're at 99 for all of them, then actually the Talisman of Beasts becomes superior to the Insanity Catalyst, and quality builds where you're going from both strength and dexterity to buff or to increase your damage becomes superior to even dexterity by itself. Now, again, I preface this by saying at the maximum, at 99.99, this is true. So that's why I did a quality Uji-Katana instead of, for instance, a sharp Uji-Katana, because with these stats, the quality, you will do a bit more damage. Okay, so that's something to keep in mind if you want to go this far or this crazy. So this is it, I guess, my version of my so-called perfect game. And again, a very long answer, almost a 20-minute answer to why would you keep playing? You wouldn't. I mean, part of it does get boring after a while because you're doing the same thing over and over again. This game will still keep you on your toes, though. I will tell you that even, the 14th time, if you're careless or, like with the Dragon Demon God, you're impatient, you can still die. You can still die even with the 99 everything, 99 vitality, the whole 9 yards. So there you have it. 13 times to get every single thing in the game maxed out. And then I played a 14th because I screwed up a little bit earlier. So I played 14 times, but if you're perfect, you can go 13. And of course, during that time, you're also getting ceramic coins, you're getting the penetrator set, you're getting all of these things. And one final thing, of course, is you have all of these different equipment. Not equipment. You can have all of these materials. Stones of all different types, of pure stones and chunks, and all of these things. And you could argue technically that you can play this game until you have, I guess, upgraded every single weapon, every single dagger, every single sword into every single build. So you have I guess taking the, say a claymore, you need to have a sharp claymore, a mercury claymore, a crushing claymore, a quality claymore, a sucking claymore, a blessed claymore. You could argue that, but of course, at that point, that's insanity because you would need thousands of materials in order to upgrade maximally all the different, weapons in the game. You would need 10 claymores and 10 daggers and 10 longswords. So obviously, I draw the line at that. I just get the best weapons I can. But of course, I do have every unique weapon, every weapon you need by combining a demon soul, for instance, like the blue blood. You combine the pure blood soul with the broken with the broken sword. So I've done all of that. But so to me, this is about as perfect a game as I can. Okay. So thanks again for sticking with me all this time. But yeah, this is the last Demon Souls video I will be making for a while. You want to say goodbye? Okay. Anyways, my daughter was talking to me at the end of this thing. All right. So anyways, thanks for watching, and until next time, do take care.
And hello, guys.
All right. Hello, guys.